Right guys, here we are. The long awaited Elphicks North Lake trip. And as you can see, there hasn't been anyone up here for a day or so. And there is bubbles coming up absolutely everywhere. Under our feet down here, out long, fish showing to the right. Oh, it's, yeah, it's looking lovely. Never been able to get here in September. Look at that there. Never been able to get here in September. We've tried and tried and tried, because we all know that on a lot of waters fish actually start putting on the weight for winter actually in September and not later in the autumn like people think. So yeah, this could be a really good trip. I know through the grapevine that the guys on last week, they had a real good trip by the sounds of it, having fished up and over 50 pound, including the big ghosty and a couple of other real big ones. So yeah, fingers crossed for this trip. It won't be long, we'll be doing a draw. Well guys, here we are, Elphicks North Lake. Look at that fizzing. We've just turned up, and to be fair to my old mate Cheddar, I had a really bad draw. I picked number 8. Yeah, we don't fish together a lot these days, and he said, you know, come round with me, come and fish next to me, like, so I couldn't miss that opportunity. There's obviously a lot of fish through this bit. So yeah, we've taken no time, get my gear round, and there's one out in amongst the fizzing, and there's a lot of fizzing going on, so fingers crossed we get ourselves a bite early on. But yeah, look at that. They're everywhere. Yeah, my ambition for this week, whether it'll work or not, my ambition for this week is to try and catch a big carp on a float. Yeah, I noticed earlier the floats that I bought, I couldn't find the tube, but hopefully I'll find that today at some point. And cool, there's a nice one. We just caught that on camera, that one. That was a good fish. So yeah, we've got one rod in the mix. We're going to try and creep another one in there in a minute, and see if we can get ourselves a bite quickly. Come on the rod. Right guys, well, Vivian, everything's up. We're going to do what we usually do and all meet up down the calf. Yeah, have a nice breakfast, then get on with it. Sadly, as it always happens on the first day, you see loads of fizzing, and yeah, because everyone starts chucking markers everywhere, the bites never come. But plenty of time yet, plenty of time. Well, here we go guys. Yeah, we're only literally on about 2:30 on the first day, and I've looked across opposite me and Darren's in. Yeah, he hadn't long put a load of bait out, and yeah, he's playing one over there. Fair play to him. We're a bit further away from each other this time to keep going around every time someone has a fish, but yeah, it's nice to see that he's had a bite over there and kick things off nicely. Considering I've gone for a walk, and after all that fizzing this morning, it was quite evident that most of them have gone down the other end, so clearly some of them have stayed here. Happy days. Well guys, just heading off to go and see my brother. Yeah, he's down the far end. He's joined us for a couple of days. Yeah, a couple of nights, and yeah, he's got one down the far end, down in the shallows. So we're going to go and have a look, see what he's got. Cool. There we go. Here's Ben with a 23/6 mirror, a real lively one. Nice way to start, though, Ben. Like,
yeah, happy days. Hopefully one or two more.
Yeah, mate. Nice one. Well done. Well, there we go, guys. Just come along to have some dinner with Tony, and yeah, you got rudely disturbed by a fat carp. We'll get her out and see how big she is. It looks like a unit to me. What a first day. There we go. Ben putting back Tony's £36 mirror. Lovely long fish. Back she goes. Happy days. Well, good morning all. It's very slow going for me at the minute. And Cheddar. And Gary opposite. I think everyone else is caught now, to be fair. Yeah, it's just us slow going off the mark. There was loads here yesterday, as you know, in the morning while we was all setting up, but it's not been the case since. They've all been to my left and they're just getting closer and closer now. Look, there's 3 bubblers out there. But yeah, to my left, out of my zone, it's not my water, so I'm just waiting for them to come over. Hopefully they will before the sun gets up too much. Yes, but who knows? Hopefully we get a bite. Got plenty of time yet. But yeah. And like I say, they just didn't show. They just haven't come back since yesterday. But there's a few to my left now. So fingers crossed. We'll get a chance. Still early days. But yeah, at the moment we're just fishing the slip D. On all 3. I think I've got Maxi Nut Wafter on one, and ASM Wafters on the other 2. Yeah, just to start. But obviously you can't put them to the test until you get fish in front of you. So yeah, we'll see. But like I say, everyone else has opened up their account, which is good game this early on in the session. And I think there's already been over 10 fish out. So yeah, which is mad. Hopefully we get our chance as the week goes on. There's one just roll just to my left, so they're getting closer. There we go, guys. Just got a phone call from my brother saying I think I've got a 30 mirror, and he's a little bit wrong. It's 41.5. What a fish. Here we go, guys. Me and Cheddar have waited a while for the fish to turn up down here, but they've turned up in numbers now, and yeah, Cheddar's just had a bite and he's playing a plain one. Right, it's coming close, so I'm going to give him a hand and we'll catch up in a bit.
You alright, Ted? Struggle, mate.
You alright? There you go, mate. Happy days, 35.5. First one of the session, hopefully there's more.
Oh, yes.
Well, there you go, guys. Just got a phone call from Ben. Just coming into our second night. It's about 11:30. Look at that. 41.5 pound common and a new PB for Ben, common wise. Happy days, mate. What a fish. What a fish.
Cannot believe it. Brilliant day.
In amongst the thunderstorms.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Yep. 21.14. Not going to mess about over it. We're going to get him back. But yeah, at least we're off the mark. Right. Let's get him back. Happy days. It's a start. Good evening all. Joining me on coming into the third night. Yeah, it's been a lazy day for me, to be fair. About knackered today. Up most of the night last night. Yeah, trying to get something going. Luckily managed to get a bite last night and open up my account for this session with a fish just under 22. But yeah, yeah, it's been a bit strange on this bank, to be fair. 5 of us now fish the field bank. 2 of them have now left, and we're over 48 hours in. Like I say, we're coming into almost, tomorrow morning will be the halfway point. And yeah, there's been 11 fish caught on this bank out of 5 of us. So yeah, it's been a bit sketchy over this side, I must say. you know, and 4 of them come out the bottom corner. Come to my brother right down the shallow end in about 18 inches, 2 foot of water. So yeah, it's been very strange, but yeah, and the bolted take and landed that 20 pounder last night, so I've put the rods back on them spots, and yeah, we'll see. But the other bank fished well last night. It done some beautiful commons, really did. Sadly I didn't get any footage of Darren's. He had a 40 pound, he had 2 40 pound commons, 40 pound 4 and 44 4 I think it was. They were stunners. Yeah, I've not caught them before. They were stunning fish. Gary, I believe, had a couple of 30 pound mirrors. And my brother had a personal best common. Yeah, he had a 41.5 pound common, which you would have seen the clip on the vlog during this vlog. So yeah, not a lot to go on at the minute because it's been quite, you know, sketchy on this bank. Not panicking too much in sort of changing rigs or anything like that. Just sticking to what we know and just fishing small wafter up baits. Yeah, over beds of crumb and mixed particles, as well as whole and chop 8 millers. Yeah, so we'll see. Like I say, tomorrow morning's halfway point. We'll see where we're at tomorrow morning. To be fair, we're still waiting for the fish to come back. They've gone down the shallow end today again, and yeah, we've not seen much sign of them coming back other than 2 grass carp getting caught. Yeah, so fingers crossed they'll be back shortly. But yeah, certainly no proper signs as yet. Yesterday they were starting to head and shoulder and all over this end, but yeah, they haven't as yet. So fingers crossed for tonight. Yeah, we're coming into the halfway point tomorrow morning, so fingers crossed the action will pick up. Traps are set, just got to wait for the carp to turn up. If there's any updates during the night, any fish caught, I will speak to you then. Failing that, I'll speak to you in the morning. Well guys, we're on about midnight, just after midnight, and yeah, not a bit of me really this one, but my second fish. Yeah, 23 1/4 grass carp. There he is, the giant dart, or massive chub as they're well known as. Yeah, so, right, we're going to get him back, and I hope a proper carp comes along. Yeah, still, woke me up for the start. Let's get him back. See if there's a big mirror or common out there somewhere. G'day afternoon all. We are on September the 7th, Wednesday, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a struggle, to be fair. This morning didn't help. Yeah, I managed to get another bite in the night, which was a grass carp, 23-pound grass carp. I recast that rod in the dark, and totally out the blue, had a bite at 20 to 9 this morning in the bright sunshine. It just tightened up, tip curled round, picked it up. It started chugging away really nicely. Had it on for about a minute or so and it pulled. It's part of it, you know. Sadly, it went obviously a very good hook hold, you know, being a barbless as well. Just one of them things, can't be helped. But yeah, when you're already struggling, it's yeah, it's a hard one to swallow, to be fair, losing one. But yeah, it's funny how the old when you lose one, it always feels like the best one as well. But still, that's fishing. It slowed up the last 24 hours, to be fair. Yeah, I think Darren had one, same as me last night. Cheddar had one. Yeah, I'm not sure. No, I don't think anything else come out. Yeah, but it's, like I say, very slow down here. But it fished its head off last week, and to be fair, a few of the lads hit the ground running straight away on this session. I think it's done a total of 640s, I think, to the lads, to be fair. Several other good 30s and that as well. And you know, we're only halfway. But yeah, strange weather, very changeable weather as well. But yeah, at the moment, I've got a spot that I'm happy with now, because it's done me 3 bites now in the last 2 nights. So yeah, decided to put all my eggs in one basket, as I did have them all spread out. But now I've put them all, I've tightened them all up, put them all in the same spot. It's only 9.5 wraps, directly out in front. So yeah, wait developments, see what happens. At the moment, the fish are doing what they've done so far. We have had a day where they've stayed down this end, but most of the time they're travelling down the shallow end during the day. Even though right in the shallows there's probably 18 inches, 2 foot of water they're there, and you can pretty much see their movements wherever they go. So but yeah, they're spending the days down there. I mean, you know, if they keep going down the next couple of days, I'll have to go down there and do a bit of stalking. I can't sit on my hands. I'm not very good at that. I just, you know, hope it happens. I like to make things happen. And yeah, I've been a bit better at it this session, to be fair. I've you know, tried to sit on my hands, stayed in the same swim, because I haven't felt that it's been any need to go anywhere else, to be fair. You know, like I say, we're only just over halfway now, and yeah, they're still doing the same sort of movements. We expect them to be back sort of 5-6 o'clock tonight. That's what they tend to do, and they tend to drift out again at sort of 10 o'clock in the morning, go back down the shallow end. I shall have to chase them the next few days if they start doing that. Yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update. Oh, and I've all rods are on wafters, ASM and Maxi barrel wafters. But what I have done is I've come off the slip D to the combi rig now. I've put one on the combi rig, slightly longer rig. Yeah, so we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what tonight does. The rods are settled now. They'll be there till tonight. I've put 20 spoms over the 3 rods, because there was no doubt about it when we first turned. Like that first night was pretty mad for the lads, to be fair. The first 24, 36 hours was mad. Mainly on the other bank, it was, yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, I'll put a big, you know, better bait out tonight on the hope that I can string more bites together. Let's hope they turn back up like they have done every other night. Fingers crossed. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Right, well, here we go, guys. My third one of the trip. Got a massive fish, 25-12. I'm not going to get her out in the rain just for a photo, so we're going to let her go. Cracking fish. Summer, nice, lovely. Morning all, Thursday morning. Yeah, and it's looking rather grim. Yeah, luckily had one in the night. Yeah, 25-12, third one of the session. And the biggest one so far, but it's definitely been a struggle for me, to be fair. Might have to try and find some stalking opportunities today, and yeah, if the sun comes out, it'd be nice to get a big one before we go. Yeah, I think we all had a bite down this end last night. We all had at least one, I think, so yeah, you'd expect another bite during this sort of conditions, that's for sure. Fingers crossed for this morning spell, before they end up back up the shallow end. They have done so far. They've always been up the shallow end of the day. Morning. I'm willing to get in on the shot. Fingers crossed there's a big one in it between now and when we go home. Definitely gonna have to work for it. Happy days, guys. Thursday morning. The short range spot that I repositioned the rod to this morning at 3 3/4 wraps has just hurtled off. And there she is. Looks like the biggest one of the trip so far. So yeah, happy days. Here we go, guys. Bite this morning. Still struggling, but managed to buy another bite. There we go. This live wire, £22. Yeah, you do nicely. Yeah, reposition one of the rods to the 3 3/4 wrap spot this morning, and yeah, there's the prize. So fingers crossed there's a bigger in it before we go. Definitely gonna have to work for it, as I've done all the way through the trip so far. But yeah, we're happy with that one. Let's try and keep the ball rolling. Well guys, it's a miserable evening. We're coming into the 5th night now. Yep. Fingers crossed for tonight. Like I say, the main goal now is a big one. That'd be nice before we end the session. Fingers crossed for the night. Happy days, guys. Just put one in the sling, ready to do some photos. Yeah, £41 mirror. Yeah, it's been a struggle this week for me, without a doubt, but that has made up for it. That's what we come for, one big one during the week, and there she is, awaiting photos. Happy days. Well guys, yeah, this one saved the trip. Really struggled. I've still had 5 bites all in one rod. Yeah, lost one on the float yesterday, lost another fish off the bottom with the hook pulled the other day, but this one has, as I say, made the trip. Look at that, 41 pound of monster. Yeah, happy days, that's what it's all about. Don't care if there ain't any more now. That's what we come for in a week. One big one makes the week. So right, let's get it back and see what else, if anything else, the session has in store for us. Good times. Well, here we go, guys. Here's a mix of bait we've been using during this session. ASM. Yeah, there was 8 millers in there as well at the start of the trip, but there's 14 millers in there now. And yeah, now monster particles, garlic mix. Yeah, that's what we've been using. Like I say, I think, you know, if the fish visited this bank more often during this trip, we would have done better. But yeah, I'm well pleased to get a good one. Like I say, we've got about 36 hours to go, so fingers crossed for more. Well, guys, we are on the last evening. Yeah, it is. I must be honest. It's yeah, it's been a struggle over this side this week, but you know, I always set myself a target of a fish a day, wherever I am, wherever I go. Any more and that's a bonus, and we're on track for that, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, you know, it could have been a lot better fish weight wise, but end of the day I've had a good run of big fish, and yeah, 420 is the start, but then I managed a bigger than last night, so can't grumble at that, that's for sure. Yeah, it's been a good trip. Been an enjoyable trip. Although it's been hard, they've definitely preferred that other bank. They're there every morning, within sort of four to 6 wraps, fizzing everywhere in the mornings. So yeah, fingers crossed for another one tonight. At the moment I've got 3 on the spot, but I'm not convinced I'm going to keep it that way. But yeah, it's looking good. Plenty of fish down this end tonight, so fingers crossed for another one. You look at that lot. Everything is drying up the trees. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a very, very wet one this week. Yeah. Fingers crossed for the last night. Fingers crossed we get one. Just to end the trip. Well, here we are, guys. The night is drawing in. Fingers crossed for one more. Well, there you go, guys. Last night, just after midnight, and there's a 21-pound common. Yeah, sick fish. Yeah, so we're not going to get her out. Not going to keep her out for photos. We're just going to put her back. There's another one. Happy days. Let's get the rod back out. Morning all. Final morning. Yeah, we got the day, so we're going to fish the day out. But yeah, it's been a tough one this week. Got to be honest. Managed the one a day though. 6 fish. Lost one. 6 bites on one rod. Yeah, bite every night. Apart from the first night, I've had a bite on the same spot every night. But yeah, started off with 3 spots at the beginning of the week, and tightened them all up in the end because they weren't doing anything. But yeah, it's still the same rod that was doing the bites. But it's done a lot of fish the last couple of weeks. Yeah, they're definitely feeding, but the trouble is they're getting bullied from one spot to another, and I think what's happening is they're becoming wary of certain areas. So yeah, but yeah, 520s, 520s, and the 41 saved my trip, to be fair. And one I hadn't had, which was really good. Yeah, I hadn't caught that one, so you know. Yeah, made up with that, you know. But it's been tough. It has been tough. We're going to fish the day out. Be a shame not to fish the day out, so we're going to fish the day out. But I might do a move. Might go and do a bit of stalking, see if I can buy another bite during the day, because I haven't been able to buy a bite. Well, I actually had 2 bites actually in the day. Lost one and had one. You know, when I'm talking day, I'm talking sort of after sort of 9 o'clock in the morning. I've had a couple of bites at first light and what have you, but yeah, it's been a tough one, that's for sure. But enjoyable, a learning curve. Probably should have moved earlier in the week, to be fair, but who knows? Who knows? Right, let's enjoy it. The last day. See if we can get another one. Well, surprise, surprise, guys. Did manage to get a bite on the final morning in daylight. No surprise though, middle rod again. It's done all my bites bar one all week. Absolutely mad. Well guys, like I say, it's been a struggle, and as you'll see from that last clip, it really is that middle rod. My hopes and dreams have all been on that middle rod all week. But final morning, and we've managed to get one in between. 30 pounder, just touching 30 pound. Look at that cracker. Yeah, it's a banger, that one. Yeah, but yeah, well pleased to get 30 as well, especially after the week. It's been, it really has been a tough one, and you know, a rare bite in the daylight as well. Yeah, buzzing. Right, let me get her back, because as you can see she's very feisty, and yeah, get her back, and hopefully somewhere on the lake we can find another one before the end of the day. Well, there you go guys, the importance of moving. It's, you know, I spent the week in a swim that was hard to get a bite in. Now realise that there was a hell of a lot of fish got caught out of there the other week. That's why they were frightened to move in the swim, but yeah, as soon as I got to move, 20 minutes with the rod in the water, yeah, and there's one in the land in it. Yeah, just fishing the day out, last day, but yeah, 8 fish, nice mirror, yeah, happy days. Hopefully there's another 1 or 2 in it. It's still really early, it's only just turned midday, we've literally been round here half hour. 20 minutes with the rod in the water, it's away, so yeah, fingers crossed for more. Yeah, weren't willing to give up. I mean, yeah, still done all right, you know. I had 7 during the week and then moved 20 minutes in the right place. Nice mid-20 mirror. Look at that one. Yeah, happy days. Yeah, nice quick bite. And yeah, C2 roll in the same spot. Literally got a rod there, first flick. And there she is. Right, get her back and get the rod back out there. We got until close, got to about 6:30 tonight. It closed at 7, so yeah, good times. Well worth the move. Never ever give up, always keep trying. They will come, if you can get on them, they will come. Good times. There we go guys, that's what I've been using during this session. Yeah, this is Maxi Nut. Maxi Nut wafters there on slip T rigs. Yeah, and there's the Maxi Nut. I run out of ASM. Yeah, I run out this morning. Had a little bit of Maxi Nut in the van, and that's what I'm fishing bags with today. And that's what I've had 2 on since I moved around. So yeah, about 3 hours left. Fingers crossed there's 1 more in it. That'd be very nice. Yes, fingers crossed. Well guys, I haven't been over this side long, and yeah, second bite, and yeah, sadly it's only a grass carp, but it's another bite. It just shows what can happen when you can get on and you know, find fish that are happy to feed in an area. Because one thing's for sure, I was only happy to feed on 1 spot in that swim I was in all week. But yeah, there's another one, so happy days. Fingers crossed there's another 1 or 2 in it. It's very, very bright, so yeah, let's get it sorted out. As I was saying guys, been over a couple of hours, second bite. Yeah, grassy, but just shows that when you can get on the fish where they're happy to feed, you can get a couple of bites quite quickly. Not really a bit of me, but it just, like I say, it just shows that when you can get on them, you can get the bites from them. But yeah, there you go, happy days. Get the rod back out, hopefully we can get another one. Fingers crossed. 4 or 5 hours to go guys. Yeah, so far had 2 since I moved around a couple of hours ago. Yeah, there's certainly a few turning up down here now, so hopefully we get another bite. It's looking good, looking good. Well guys, quick rundown, going back over the session. Could I have done better? Yes, I think so. Definitely not in the swim I was in. Yeah, got to find out at the end of the session, sadly, that the 2 swims, yeah, 2 and 3 on the field side there, that I was fishing in 2, They were given a hammering a little over a week ago. By all accounts, there was over 50 fish caught out of the pair of them in a very short period of time. Yeah, which you can understand why the fish were. I'm surprised they were frightened to swim through there, let alone feed there. But yeah, I mean, you know, I made the most of it. Could have been worse, you know. I did come out 8th in the draw. My good mate Cheddar, you know, let me go in beside him. He chose swim 1, so I went in 2. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I've moved today into the corner once some of the lads have gone home, and I've managed to buy an extra couple of bites, a grassy and a mid-20 mirror. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it, always enjoy it. You know, as you can see, I look knackered and I feel knackered. Yeah, I always give it me all when I come. No matter how long the session is or how short the session is, I always give it me all and try and do my best at the time. You know, and at a 41 pounder, and yeah, 140, 130, and yeah, 620s and a double a grass carp. So yeah, it could have been worse. Could have blanked at the end of the day. As I'm sure I've mentioned before, I always try and say 1 a day when I'm fishing, and you know, I've had more than 1 a day, so I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, I look forward to coming back here. Hopefully, get back here, get booked in again next year. It'd be nice. Do enjoy my time over here. I've never fished pullens yet. I'd like to get in there next year. With a bit of luck, yeah, I've not fished pullens. But yeah, as usual, you know, it's a great complex. Really quiet here at night. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed myself. Literally got about an hour to go now. Yeah, so I'm going to call it that, guys. This is the end of the video, so if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. By all means, follow me, Adam Honeyset on Facebook, Adam Carp Honeyset on Instagram. One thing's for sure, we'll see you on the bank again soon. Thanks for watching, guys. All the best.